Good morning to all of you. So, I am Basaraj PGT Sri from Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, Kurnool. So, today I want to take class 10th social science related to the federalism. So, today we should know the meaning of federalism, importance of federalism, what makes India a federal country, and also we should know the federalism, how it will work out in the nation. Meanwhile, how decentralization was made with the help of the federalism. So one by one we can discuss now. Okay friends. So first we should know the meaning of federalism. So especially federalism is nothing but is a way of organizing the nation so that two or more levels of the government have formal authority over the land and people. So if more than one state or 2-3 states, how they can make merging the administration and controlling the administration of the government. It is called as a federalism. So especially it is consisting of different states and union territories and also total division of the particular nation. It is comes under the federalism. So federalism word derived from the Latin word fedos, which means compact or an agreement. Compact and agreement related to the administration of the particular nation. So how they will rule the various states and various union territories related to the legislature, executive body and judiciary body. It is called as a federalism. So friends, next we are having some of the broader meaning about the federalism. It is a method of government that allow two or more entities over the same group of the region. So particular region we are having different type of administration. So as per the availability of the procedure, as per the law, as per the constitution, as per the geographic region, we are having the administration. Especially federalism is a system of government in which the power is divided between a central authority and various constituent units of the country. So it is having central authority as well as particular unit, maybe state administration. So we are having union government and state government. Some of the nations they are having local government. It is called as a local self-government. So next slides we can get some of the information about the usually federation. What are the levels it is having? 2 or more levels of the government we are having in the federalism. So take India. We are having 3-tier government. 3-tier governments means it is having legislature, executive and judiciary body. Some of the nations they are having only union government. Some of the nations are having union and state government. So one is the government for the entire country that is usually responsible for a few subjects of common national interest. So usually they are having national interest over the country, entire the country. That is different. The others are government at the level of the provinces or states that look after much of the day-to-day administering of their state. So day-to-day changes of the state. So they will see as per the administration of the government. That is different. In the same way, both these levels of the governments enjoy their power independent of the other. So both the government, maybe union or maybe union and state government, both are having common power. That is very important in the federalism. Especially friends, regarding the federal countries. So as per the survey, after making 192 countries survey, only 25 countries are having federalism. Only for 25 countries, 25 राष्ट्र में a federalism आई भारत में. So इसलिए we should know the important federal countries of our world. Take Russia, one of the largest country. Take India, Australia, Canada, USA, Brazil, Argentina. Maximum larger countries are having federalism. So totally near 40% of the population, world population lies with the federal countries in the world. In the same way, in Asia continent we are having some other countries like Pakistan, Malaysia, UAE, common. Then take in Europe continent, Germany, Belgium, Switzerland, Spain, Austria. These are all very important. So in the same way, in Africa, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Comoros and South Africa, very popular for federalism. Take North America, Canada, USA, Mexico comes under the North American region. Take South America, here St. Kitts and Nevis, Venezuela, Brazil, Argentina and Micronesia. All these countries comes under the federal countries having the federalism. So in this way, federalism throughout the world, more than 40% of the population having federalism in the world, out of 192 countries. That is very important, friends. Now we can make some other parts. What is unitary system? So we are having unitary system. It is very important. This form of the administration, there is only one level of government over the whole country. One level of government. Only union government will take the action related to the various development and other activities. If there are more sub-units, they are subordinates to central. So all the fellows in the particular nation, they should obey the administration or power franchised by the union government or central government. It is called as a unitary system. Here central government passes on the orders to other levels of the government, especially provincial or the local government. So all the powers lies with the union government in the unitary system. Other levels of government are subordinate to central government. Other level of governments also subordinates to the central government. That is found in the unitary system. For example, United Kingdom, England, capital city London, they are having this type of unitary system. Okay, friends. Next we can move to related to the federal system. What is the importance of the federal system in the various area? So it is a form of administration. There are two levels of the government. Two levels of the government. Central and or national. Central or national and state also comprising the federal system. The central government cannot order the state government to do something. Two different types of law, both central as well as state level laws. So it is lies with the central government. So coming to the state government has powers of its own for which it is not answerable to the central government. So state government, they are having their own power related to the taking the steps. Both these governments are separately answerable to the people. Both the level, union level as well as state level, they are held responsible for giving the response. For example, America it is having this type of system. USA, capital city Washington. So unitary and the federal system of countries in the world, we are having all this world map. Here this color showing about the unitary states in the world map. Okay, these are all unitary states, unitary nations. Okay, unitary nations. Federal states, already we discussed. Federal countries. Okay, these are all federal countries situated in the various parts of the world. Special case only Somalia. Somalia is having special case in the eastern part of the Africa continent. So this is the system we are having related to the federal system occupied various parts of the world. So some of the key features of the federalism. What are the key features? Special features of the federalism we should know. First, there are two or more levels of the government. Maybe two-tier government or three-tier government under memo. Because we are knowing all the things. Whenever we will travel in the train, we are having three-tier facility in the train. First floor, then we are having lower berth, middle berth and upper berth. In the same way, in government also, three level of the government. So especially two-tier or three-tier government. So even single unitary government is different. Only union. Two-tier means union government as well as state government. Three-tier government means they are having union as well as state, then local self-government. So different tiers of the government govern the same citizens, but each tier has its own jurisdiction in specific matters of the legislation, taxation and administration. All the different tiers, it is having its own jurisdiction because they can take different action related to the legislation, taxation and administration. So it is left to the particular government. The jurisdictions of the respective levels or tiers of the government are specified in the constitution. So the existence and authority of each tier of government is constitutionally guaranteed. So this is especially we can see in the federal countries. The fundamental provisions of the constitution cannot be unilaterally changed by one level of the government. Such as changes require the consent of both the levels of the government. if they want to change some changes in the particular level of the government, they should take consent by the both the houses. That is the procedure we are having. So next, here also courts have the power to interpret the constitution and the powers of different levels of the government. The highest court act as a umpire if disputes arise between different levels of the government in the exercise of their own respective powers. Especially highest court in India. Supreme Court is the highest judicial body. When High Court not cleared the particular disputes, then they are approaching to the Supreme Court. Finally, Supreme Court they will take action related to the various state issue, maybe border issue or language issue or water issue. Finally, jurisdiction lies with the union government, friends. Okay, next we can move some other important key features of the federation. Sources of the revenue for each level of the government are clearly specified to ensure its financial autonomy. So clearly it was mentioned, different tax collection and other things, revenue. The federal system thus has dual objectives. It is having dual objectives. Dual means two important objectives. One is number one, to safeguard and promote unity of the country. Especially safeguard and promoting the unity of the nation, that is very important. In the same way, making accommodation of about the regional diversity. We are having regional issue, regionalism. So that particular accommodation is also very important. So that is found in the federalism. Therefore, two aspects are crucial for the institutions and the practice of the federalism. Especially, they are having some of the crucial factors. Number one, governments at different levels should agree to some rules of power for the sharing of the administration. That is very important. How government they will make sharing the power for the smooth running of the government, that is very important. In the same way, they should also trust that each would abide by its part of the agreement. What are the agreement they made? So it should be accepted by the particular government. That is very important. Finally, an ideal federal system has both the aspects, mutual trust and agreement to live together. Mutual trust, common understanding, cooperation, that is very, very important. What agreement they made, so they should obey the things. Living together, that is very, very important for the making proper arrangement related to the federal system. Maybe union government or state government or local government. That is very important, friends. So, next to balance of the power. How they will make balance related to the federalism. The exact balance of the power between the central and the state government varies from one federation to another federation. So, it is having different aspects according to the central and state. So, they should make common understanding. So, it should not affect any government. That is very important. This balance depends mainly on the historical context in which the federation was formed. As per the historical background, we are having some of the features. As per the features, so they should make the administration without affecting or without damaging the society or public. That is very important, friends. Coming to the types of federalism. So as per our total administration concern, not only in India, throughout world, all the 25 countries, they are having different system. So here we are having two important types. So especially coming together federation and holding together federation. These are all important two kinds of the federation we are having related to the federalism. Coming together federation and the holding together federation. Where we are having coming together federation. That is very important. So what is the importance of the coming together federation? First, it involves independent states coming together on their own to form a bigger unit. So independent unit, bigger unit, it is under the control of only one government. It helps to maintain sovereignty and security. It is also helpful for maintaining sovereignty and security of the country. And also, each state is equally strong. Each state having equal power. All the states lying with a particular nation, they are having equal power. So it is called as a coming together federation. Which are the countries are having this particular system? America, USA, United States of America, Switzerland and Australia. So especially these two countries are having this coming together federation. So USA, America, so in North America, Switzerland in Europe continent, then Australia continent. These three countries are having this coming together federation. Coming together federation formed with USA, then Switzerland and Australia. These three countries are having coming together federation. So next we can discuss about the related to the holding together federation. Where we are having holding together federation. Importance of the holding together federation. It is where large countries decide to divide its power between the constituent states as well as national government. Country is divided into states for better administration. Especially, country was divided into different states, constituent states, and also it is having national government. That particular nation, they are having holding together federation. It helps for accommodation of diversity. It is also helpful for the making the accommodation of the various diversity living in the particular nation. Some states might be given more power. Some of the states may be due to the atmosphere, maybe background and some other border issue, they may got different power. So the ultimate power lies in the hands of the central government only. So total power lies with the union government, central government. This type of holding together federation we can see in Asia continent, India, so Spain and Belgium in Europe continent. We can see in these three countries in the map also. Especially we can go through this map. So India, all of you knowing, ours, it is having 28 states and 8 union territories. Okay. Previously, Jammu Kashmir is having 370 articles. Last year, it was removed in the month of November 2019. Now, Ladakh and Jammu Kashmir, two important UTs created. So, ours is having holding together federation. Spain is also having holding together federation. Belgium is also having holding together federation. Especially, so these two, Spain and Belgium belongs to Europe continent. Ours, all of you knowing about India. So friends, especially after discussing this coming together and holding together federation, we can get the idea about the what makes India a federal country, what makes India a federal country. Especially ours is one of the important federal country. India is having federalism consisting 28 states and 8 union territories. Especially division of powers is very important. Division of power related to the states as well as union territory, that is very important friends. Various states and UT, what is the power they are having? Some states are given more powers. Already I told, previously 370 articles, it was fixed to Jammu Kashmir due to the regionalism problem, border issue. So last year in the month of November it was removed, 2019. So they made two important UTs here. So written constitution, ours is written constitution and lengthiest constitution in the world. It is having 404 articles and also it is having all the written documents comparing to the England. England is having unwritten constitution, whereas ours is written constitution. That is the special features. We are having union territories, already I told. Okay, so union territory, especially union territories, we are having 8 union territories. In that, Delhi and Pondicherry, special powers was given. They are having chief ministers according to the area, according to the population. So that is union territories under the control of the union government only. All the powers lies with the union government or central government. That is very important. Jurisdiction, making the jurisdiction law. Supreme Court is the highest law. Okay, highest authority. Then coming to next, High Court, then District Court, then Municipal Taluk courts. In this way, we are having jurisdiction in our nation. Levels of the government. So India is having 3 levels of government. So as per the government, we are having union government or central government in the central level. In state government. Local self-government related to the running the local administration in the rural area or in the city level. One by one we can discuss now. Okay, as per the different list, as per the division of power, we are having three important lists. Related to the list, we are having union list, state list, and concurrent list. Union list, it is consisting 97 subjects. State list, it is having 67 subjects, and concurrent list, it is having 47 subjects. So one by one we can discuss now. What about union list? Especially union list, it is having important subjects. It will give national importance only, especially national importance, all-round development of the nation. So especially economic, social, political, other issues can be cleared with the help of this particular government. So union alone can make laws. Every important subject, all the 97 subjects under the control of the union government. For example, defense, very important one, defense. Coming to the banking, then currency related, then foreign affairs and communication. All these major important tasks lies with the union government only or central government. It is called as a union list. Next, we can move to state list. State list, it is having 67 subjects. 67 subjects, it is having under the control of the particular state only. Particular state, they can give importance for the welfare of the particular state. They are having power to make any changes in the particular state. Particular state chief minister and cabinet ministers, they can take important steps for the improvement of the particular state. So especially related to the state list, we are having police, trade, commerce, agriculture and irrigation. These are all very important tasks lies with the state list. So totally it is under the control of the state government. Third one is concurrent list. So it is one of the important list. It is having 47 subjects, common interest both the government like central as well as state government. So they should give preference, equal preference, both central and state for the welfare of the concurrent list concerned subjects. Both the governments are having power to framing the laws related to the some of the important examples like education, forest, trade unions, marriage, adoption and succession. All these important tasks lies with the concurrent list. So here union government role as well as state government role is very important. After this we are having one more power. It is called as a residuary powers. One more power, residuary powers. Here the subjects which do not fall under these three lists, మూడు లిస్ట్ లో ఇది రాదు. So it is having its own special features. It will not comes under union list or state list or concurrent list. It is called as a residuary power. Union government alone has the power to make law. Here union government is having special law, special procedure for making the particular law. For example, computer software, computer related software comes under the residuary powers. So in this way we are having union list, state list, concurrent list as well as last one is residuary powers. So as for the our federalism concern, how our India is practicing federalism, that is very important. So especially friends, India is having sharing the power. As per the our constitution concern, first we got problem related to the making the linguistic states. After 1947 Indian independence, making the linguistic states, language wise state, it is one of the major problem, because during 1947 when we got Indian independence, more than 500 native states lies with the different corner of the nation. Kashmir se Kanyakumari tak, Gujarat se Arunachal tak, 500 native states can be converted into 2 digits. That is one of the major tasks. No language has been given the status of the national language by the constitution. So that is the one of the major cause. Restructuring of the power sharing between the central and state. Restructure power sharing between the central government as well as state government. Rise of the regional political parties and coalition government has led to a new culture of the power sharing. Especially we are having regional political parties, state political parties. So that is also very important. Nowadays regarding the union government, so no government is getting absolute majority. So that is the major cause they are making coalition government. Okay, we are having now 3 different coalition groups. especially NDA, UPA, and Third Front. So now coalition government only, NDA government is running the administration. So it is one of the power sharing method adopted in India. Threefold distribution of the legislative powers. So here we are having threefold powers distribution, especially legislative powers. That is very important related to the distribution of the powers related to the legislative body, executive and judiciary body. So friends, regarding linguistic states, so in 1947, making the particular state as per their language, naming the state, that is one of the major tasks, creating new states. New states were formed on the basis of the language and culture, especially related to their language and culture only, new states were formed. For example, who spoke the same language lived in the same state. Same language, same location, that particular states were formed. For example, you can take Gujarat, West Bengal and Bihar. Same location as per the geography concern. Language also simultaneously common language they are using. So in the same way, some of the states were formed on the basis of the ethnicity and geography, such as especially Nagaland, Uttarakhand and Jharkhand. So especially they are having special provinces, Nagaland northeastern state, Uttarakhand north, Jharkhand near Bihar, so separated state. They are having special provisions. So ethnicity and geography totally different. Hill area, mountainous region, thick forest. That is why these three states formed according to the location. Some concerned about the important disintegration of the nation. So working well about the effectively that government should work. That is why they made some of the arrangements related to the practicing the federalism in our nation. So especially friends, so related to the at the present system. So India is the federal country. It is having language policy as per our constitution. So we are having one important national language. So especially fixing the national language also, they will make the survey. So that particular country, highest spoken language, it can be treated as a national language. So Hindi was the important official language because more than 40% of the Indian population, they are speaking Hindi. So that is why Hindi was selected as a national language. So we are having another 21 scheduled languages in our constitution. Total 22. One is national language, 21 other scheduled languages found in our nation. Especially take Bengali, Marathi, Tamil, Telugu, etc. So these are all important languages found in our nation. We have adopted 3 language structure and any 2 languages can be used for administrative purposes. For example, North India especially, they are having Hindi and English. South India, some of the states they are having their own regional language, then they will give preference for English. So in this way, they are having the system, so related to the practicing the federal system as per the language concern. So these are all important points related to the language policy. So according to the constitution, the use of English for official purpose was to stop in year 1965 statute. But non-Hindi speaking states demanded that the use of English. Therefore, the central government said to continue the use of English along with Hindi for official purpose. So, other than Hindi, so some of the states they are following English. It is one of the official language. And also it is one of the international language. A candidate in an examination conducted for the central government positions, especially IAS, IPS, IFS, UPSC examination, they can take examination through their own language, concerned language. Out of 22 languages, any language they can write the examination, they can get the seat in the UPSC examination, highest authority. So states do have their own official language. All the states they are having their own official language. So this is the system we are having related to the language or linguistic concern. So especially, so proportionate distribution of the language. As per this diagram, we can come to know scheduled languages of India. So out of 22 scheduled languages, so in the official language, we are having the remaining languages like Assami, Bengali, Dogri, Gujarati, Hindi, Kannada, Kashmiri, Konkani, Malayalam, Manipuri, Nepali, Punjabi, okay, Sanskrit, Santali, Sindhi, Tamil, Telugu, Urdu, etc. So these are all important our constitutional languages found in our constitution, friends. So coming to the next task, how federalism was practiced in India. So as for the practice of the federalism in India, we are having central as well as state, central government as well as state government, how they are running the administration. That is very important. It helped a lot to avoid clashes between the central and state. So we are having central and state government, so they should have common important feeling for all-round development of the nation as well as state. When same political party is ruling in central and state could not enjoy more power as central government could influence the decision of the particular state. Sometimes they will face problem. Same party in the union government or opponent party in the state. Some of the time they will face problem related to this task. After 1990, many regional parties came up and acquired the power in the states. So they want to make regional understanding all over the nation, local parties. This was also the beginning of the era of coalition governments at the center. Coalition governments making more than one government or one political party, including national party and regional party. They will run the administration in the union. It is called as a coalition government. Now NDA government, it is having subordinate regional and statewide political parties. They are running the administration in the center. Since no single party got a clear majority in the Lok Sabha, the major national parties had to enter into an alliance with many parties, including several regional parties, to form a government at the central level. So it is going on because no party is getting absolute majority. So 2/3 majority they are not getting. 273. It is the magic number for getting the absolute majority in the parliament. So that task some of the national parties are not reaching. So that is why now we are having coalition government in India. So this led to new culture, power sharing and respect the autonomy of the state governments. Thus more independent decisions were taken by the states and federal system. It was practiced in our nation. So with the help of state government, union government is taking some of the important steps as far as our federal system concerned, related to the economic, socio-development, other cultural development. Today, these regional political parties are even affecting the decision making in central also. Some of the regional parties are creating problem whenever they will take some important decision. So recently we saw some of the important steps related to the Talak, Babri Janma Masjid issue, making 2 union territories in Jammu Kashmir. Some of the regional political parties against for this. So in this way, they will face some of the problems also. So that is why finally they want 1/3 majority in the parliament for passing the particular amendment, particular bill. So we can state that today's power sharing is more effective than it was practiced in the early days when the constitution was written. When they wrote this constitution, they made some important practice, how administration can be run, what are the important changes can be done in the union level as well as state level. That is very important, friends. Next to linguistic diversity of India. As per the census 2001 of India held in 2001, there are 1500 distinct languages, more than 1500 languages in India. These languages were grouped together under some major languages like Bhojpuri, Magadhi, Bundelkhandi, Chhattisgarhi, Rajasthani, Bili, and other important group languages comes under the Hindi only. So simultaneously linked with Hindi. So that is why all these languages merged with Hindi. Even after this grouping also, census found that 114 major languages of these 22 languages are now included in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution and are therefore called scheduled languages. Others are called as a non-scheduled language. So 22 scheduled languages, remaining non-scheduled languages also there, but they will follow these 22 only. In terms of languages, India perhaps the most diverse country in the world. Special powers lies in our Indian constitution. So they are having clear-cut picture about the running the administration as per the union as well as state government concern. So this is very important, friends. Next point, last point, decentralization in India. How decentralization will take place? Huh? When power is taken away from the central and given to other levels of the governments, that is state government, and given to local government, it is called as a decentralization. So other than central and state government, some of the power was given to one more government. It is called as a decentralization of the three governments. It plays very important role in the democracy. It is having very good important role in our democracy. It helps to reduce the burden of the central government. It will reduce the burden of the union government, central body. It helps to increase the participation of the people in decision making and also democratic processes. What are the important democratic process and important decision? So they can make important support participating in the particular issue. It helps to solve local problems effectively. When they will make decentralization, they can solve the local problems with effective way without damaging the particular area, particular region or particular place. That is very important. Local self-government is also having special schools as per the local area. They are having schools of the democracy, local schools. It was headed by the local self-government, that is Jilla Panchayat, Grama Panchayat concerned. They will take action related to the running the administration of the school. Okay, friends. So especially after decentralization, we got some other changes also. We have after independence 2 tiers of the government in our country, but now we have 3-tier government in our nation, because after the independence we are having only union as well as state government. So making the total administration from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, Gujarat to Arunachal Tak, 3.28 million square kilometer area. So making all-round development, making survey, getting first-hand information, they got problem. So that is why 3rd tier, that is local self-government, was introduced by our government, Indian government. India is a vast country, therefore India cannot be run only through these 2-tier governments. That is major cause. States in India are as large like independent countries of the Europe. Take in terms of the population, Uttar Pradesh is bigger than Russia. Uttar Pradesh is bigger than Russia. Maharashtra is about as big as Germany. So Germany size Maharashtra. Russia equal with the Uttar Pradesh. So in this way, comparing to the other important nations, so India can make near more than 30 nations in the Europe continent like Germany. So that type of vast area we are having. That is one of the major tasks to settle the disputes, settle the issue all over the country. That is why third tier government was launched in India. Many of these states are internally very diverse. So there is thus a need for the power sharing within these states. So that is why third tier government was introduced for sharing the power, utilizing the local authority. A major step toward decentralization, it was taken place in year 1992. The constitution was amended to make the third tier of democracy more powerful and effective. Here are a important key features it is having as per the 3-tier democracy. So as per the 3-tier democracy, we are having some important special provisions. It is constitutionally mandatory to hold regular elections and maintaining the local bodies. Local elections, especially local government, continuously, every 5 years, they should conduct election. That is very important, regular elections. Seats are reserved for the elected bodies, that is executive head of these institutions, for the scheduled caste, SC, scheduled tribes, ST, and other backward classes, OBC. So in this way, they made reservation for the different category people seats. So in the same way, at least 1/3 of all the positions are reserved for women. All the area, all the local self-government, 1/3 seats reserved for women. It was not found in the MLA seats or parliament seats, but local self-government, 1/3 of the This is reserved for women. So state election commission has been created in each state to conduct panchayat and municipal elections. So particular state we are having election commission, they will take steps for the conducting of the panchayat election as well as municipal election. The state governments are required to share some important powers and revenue with local government bodies. The nature of sharing varies from state to state. Related to the sharing the powers, related to the collection of revenue or border, some tax collection and other things. So they are having variation from state to state. So anyhow, friends, so especially regarding the introducing the third tier government, so generally SC/ST people and other backward community, even ladies also, they are enjoying related to the 1/3 seats reserved for them, women reservation. These are all important points related to the local self-government. Now one by one we can discuss. Union government. So especially union government, it is consisting three important organs: union legislature, union executive, union judiciary. Union legislature, union executive and union judiciary, very important. So union legislature under the control of the prime minister and the cabinet ministers and also followed with the MPs. Then union executive, president and vice president, very important. Then union judiciary body, Supreme Court, it is the highest authority. Chief Justice and other judges of the Supreme Court, they are having power to take important steps related to our nation. Related to the state government. Coming to the state government, we are having here three important organs. State legislature headed by Chief Minister. CM is the important person. Then he was headed with his own cabinet and MLAs, some of the states MLCs also. So then executive. In the state body, we are having executive. Governor is the important person. Governor, he or she will look after the welfare of the particular state. Related to the state government, we are having state executive. Executive के बाद, governor के बाद, judiciary body लो, high court. So high court, it was headed with the chief justice and other judges of every state. So high court, chief justice and other judges are held responsible for taking some of the important steps related to the issues arising within the state. Maybe civil case or criminal case or any other relevant matters concern judicial body. Coming to the local government. Here local government we are having two important bodies. One is municipality, another one is panchayat system. Municipality. So this municipality consisting three important wings. Municipal corporation is highest authority. Next municipal council. Next Nagar Panchayat. So as per this, so all the city and towns, they are having their own elected members. Their term 5 years. Their main importance is welfare of the particular town or city. All round development of the town or city concern the municipality, concern Nagarapalika or Nagarasabha. These are all very important related to the municipality. Coming to the panchayat. So Gram Swaraj, very important task. One of the dream of our Mahatma Gandhi ji. So anyhow it was succeeded introducing the district panchayat, that is Jilla Panchayat. Then we are having intermediate panchayat, Taluk Panchayat. Last is village panchayat, Grama Panchayat. So this is the system we are having related to the panchayat. Panchayat, it is having three important organs. So district panchayat, intermediate panchayat, village panchayat. Jilla Panchayat, Taluk Panchayat as well as Grama Panchayat. Their role is also very important. We can discuss some of the important tasks related to different level. Village level, block level and district level. How these local governments are acting, their powers and functions, one by one we can discuss now. So regarding village level. So in village we are having Gram Panchayat. Okay. Previously it was called as a Mandal Panchayat. Now it was called as a Gram Panchayat. Gram Panchayat role is very important. Electing the Gram Panchayat member. So different category. General, OBC, SC, ST and women reservation. So as per the reservation, election commissioner, they will make the important location and selection of the different category people, then election will take place. So that Gram Panchayati under the control of the president of the Gram Panchayat, then vice president, followed with different members, different committee, formed by the Gram Sabha, headed by Sarpanch we bolte. So this is the system we are having in the village level. Coming to the block level, so Panchayat Samiti, elected by the Panchayat members, by the voters, those who are completed 18 years is, they will franchise the vote as per the adult franchise. So all the level of the government, village or block level or district level, above 18 years citizens, as per the adult franchise, they will select their own members. So after electing the block level Panchayat, so Taluk Panchayat president and vice president, followed with different committee and members. Here also ruling and opposition party will be there. Important officer BDO, block development officer, he will see the important proceedings of the particular government. Coming to the next task, district. So each district we are having ZB, Jilla Parishad, or some of the area Jilla Panchayat, they will come. So it was formed by the elected members of the different Jilla Panchayat situated in the particular district. Then here some of the members also having power to attend the meeting, and also they are the members of the particular ZP in the concerned district. For example, Lok Sabha members of the particular district. Take Kurnool. We are having 2 Lok Sabha members. Both the members, Nandyal and Kurnool Lok Sabha members, they can sit in the Jilla Panchayat, so in the various proceedings. Then the MLAs of the particular district. So all the MLAs of the particular districts also, they are having power to attend the Jilla Panchayat meeting. Whenever they will pass the bill, whenever they will elect the president and vice president in the particular body. So these important members also having voting power. Lok Sabha as well as Legislative Assembly, MLAs and MLCs of the particular district. So ZP, Jilla Chairperson is very important. So ZP. Then it was consisting Chief Secretary, Mukhya Karyadarshi. Oh, uska important Chief Secretary. He was IAS officer. He will see all the things, proceedings of the administration. It will work out in the particular Jilla Panchayat. All these things are very, very important related to the Panchayat Raj government or local government. Okay, friends. So coming to the urban area. We discussed about the rural area. Urban, we are having towns and big cities. In towns, we are having municipalities. So municipal chairperson is the head. Every municipality it is having its own reservation as per the population. So different mandala, different talukas are having different numbers of members also. So their role is very important. So municipal chairman is also very important for taking important steps related to the development of the particular municipality. In big cities, municipal corporations are there, Mahanagara Palika. So, especially corporations, take Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Bangalore, Hyderabad, this type of cities, big cities, municipal corporations. Here, they are having 100 together members, so different ward, as per the reservation, like general, OBC, SC, ST category, as per the women reservation, they will elect the members. So, out of the total number of the municipal corporators, so majority party, they will get chance to select their own mayor and deputy mayor, and they will select their own mayor. So, mayor is the head of the municipal corporation, Mahanagara Palika. So, he or she is the in charge for the all-round development of the particular corporation. So in this way, we are having different powers in town and big cities related to the local government. So friends, especially after discussing all these things, so some of the deficiencies also found in the local government. Some of the deficiency. What are the deficiency? We will see. Elections to Grama Sabha are not held regularly. Regularly elections will not take place. You see, Karnataka. 2000 April May में election होना था. In the month of April May, election should be conducted for Gram Panchayat. It was not taken place due to the coronavirus. So simultaneously 6 months it can be extended. If it is not possible, another 6 months they will extend. So in this way, extension of the elections in the rural government it will take place. That is one of the major problem. Most of the state governments are not transferring powers and resources. For example, financial needs. Some of the state governments they are not ready to provide the fund to local government. For example, Jilla Panchayat, Taluk Panchayat, Grama Panchayat. They will face problem for getting the fund from the state government. That is also one of the major drawback, disadvantage. Women inactive participation. In local government, women participation, some of the area it is inactive. Okay, because so due to the some feeling or some other background, some of the ladies after getting the president post, maybe corporation or municipality or Grama Panchayat or Jilla Panchayat, so they are not showing interest. Their involvement is also very less. So this is going on related to the participation of women in the various aspects related to the local body. This is also one of the drawback related to the making the administration of the local area, friends. So thank you one and all for listening my lesson related to the federalism concern. How federalism was practiced in our nation. What about decentralization? What is the importance of the federalism? All these things we discussed today, friends. Thank you one and all.